Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Kane's Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, I want to go over the wrong way of training. Now, I will say this is a personal opinion of mine. When you're training, there's kind of two kinds of training. There's dojo training or dojang training, which depends if you're Japanese or karate. And then there's street training, which covers every system basically. Now, street training to me is what you really should be training with your cane. Yes, you can hit your bags. Yes, you can be safe and go through the techniques, but you got to start getting it to where it's going to be a little bit more for the streets, how it would happen in the streets, and what it's going to feel like if they're coming at you in the streets. And the first thing I want to go over is a lot of times I'll see people, and again, I'm not offending anybody out there, hopefully. If I am, I do apologize. But I'm going to speak for me, and I'm going to speak for what I see in real fights in the United States. I have not traveled out of the country. And yeah, I've seen videos on YouTube and all that, and how people are fighting stuff. And I still don't see in real fights what I see a lot of people that train in the cane do. And one of them is a traditional karate stance and punch. I've been doing martial arts for 42 years. And I've been in a lot of fights. I've been the guy that's been looking down at the idiot, and I've been the idiot on the floor looking at the guy that put me down. So I've been on both ends of that. And I've yet to see a traditional karate punch and stance in a real fight. In tournaments, yeah. Forums, yeah. In the streets, I haven't seen it. If they're doing it, oh well. So basically, Mr. Bob's going to come out here and I'm going to swap out for the foam cane so I don't injure Mr. Bob. Yes, you want to be able to train on your bags with a hard, real cane. I will say when you're training with a student and you're having them do street tactics on you, you are going to have something foam so you don't hurt them, because if you don't, you're only going to do it once. So from here, if Mr. Bob goes into a traditional karate stance, he's in that deep stance. And you see this all the time in the movies. And he steps in and, yeah, go ahead. Comes in with all that power. That's great. He just took first place in that forum championship. But in the streets, they're not going to do that. They're going to sucker punch you. So they're going to be sitting there, and he's just going to wind up and he's going to swing.
Hey, have you heard about...
And then I'm going to hit him. Because I'm going to be keeping my eye on situation awareness. So when you're training with the punches, now, go back to the traditional karate. If this is how you train, okay, that's great. And if he comes at you and you step to one side and you hit him, okay, that's great. But I would start also mixing it up. I would get where he's got his hands kind of wild. And this is where I talk about the distance thing, keeping him away. So when he steps in with a paymaker, I can block it and strike. I get used to that. Then have him, you him throw a little, once he gets going, a little bit faster, a little bit harder. And that's going to make you move if you have the ability to move. If you don't have the ability to move for physical reasons, you're definitely going to have to slow it down. But if you're in the streets, they don't give a rat's rear about you being older, sick, or injured. They're going to hurt you. So you really need to start, to the best of your abilities, trying to practice it, if you can. Yeah, pick it up a little bit in class with safety. That way in the streets, you're going to be able to at least get that one move and shot. Another thing I see, take fine stance. Traditional sparring kicks off that back leg. Slide down a little bit so they can see this kick. A lot of times when you're sparring in class, you're trying not to injure that student, trying to score on them, set up a combination. So if he throws that traditional sparring kick, go ahead, and he pulls it back, because he's sitting here like this, touching, slowing it down so he doesn't hurt me, and bringing his foot back, because he's trying not to injure me in class. In the streets, though, they're going to follow up with that power. Go ahead, sir. So they're going to try to kick right through you. So you need to get your body used to that coming at you, used to having to move, power setting in. Another thing, grab a stick, sir. training with a weapon. Now we got him to scream a stick. Now, let's just say he takes a swing at me. He's coming slow. A lot of times, also, man, I'll see people do this. Okay, yeah, he'll get away from you, stay away. A lot of times, though, if they're going to swing that stick, they're going to swing that stick. They're taking it from California into Texas, coming into Florida. Again, pick your training slow, obviously, and then build up to it, because you in the streets, they're going to go fast. You need to be used to. If you have to get some headgear so you don't get injured, get foam, you can give them a foam stick if it helps. That way, if they do get in, you got hit with a foam stick, but you need that speed and power. Another thing, knife. A lot of people always do knife defense with a nice big old solid knife that's this big or bigger. That's great. People do carry fixed blades, Bowie knives. When they're camping or hiking, I haven't seen anybody in downtown Tampa with a knife that big, unless it's hidden on them. Most people carry something similar to a folder style. So yes, you can practice when he's slashing at you with a big knife. Go a little faster like that. He's coming in and striking. But then, have a smaller knife. Something that he can maybe conceal a little bit better. Then all of a sudden he whips it out. Oh, boom. Look at that. I almost didn't get my other hand on there. And so it's harder to see. Start practicing with weapons that they're going to have in the street. You know, have a smaller knife besides your bigger knife. When someone's got a hold of you, just go ahead and grab it. Did anybody catch what I did wrong? Well, since you can't answer me right now, go ahead and let go. I'll show you again. We're going to work when that person grabs your wrist. I gave him my wrist. Let go. Don't give him your wrist. He's going to have to reach for that wrist or that arm. Look at that. That brings his head right to me. So again, practice realism. Have that person reach for you. Don't, in class, well, you have your cane arm. Okay, you need to grab my cane arm, sir. Don't give them the cane arm and then you practice a technique. Let them reach for that cane arm. That way you got to move and then you can strike. Practice realism. Don't make it a form, because then you're going to get hurt. Start off slow, like this. Grab, sir. And then you realize he had to reach in. I can reach over and hit him. Go back. If I give him my arm to start off with, grab that, well, you know, I kind of defeat the purpose. I'm already here anyway, so I can just do that. But if he grabs it, and I go from here, now I can go ahead and do something because I want him to reach in, or I can do the best thing in the world. Go ahead and grab my arm whenever you want to. Step to one side and strike. So practice realism in your training. Don't do the traditional, you know, move around so that they're coming in. Throw the straight shots. Throw the haymakers. Swing the sticks. Start off with the foam ones. Pick up the speed. And then once you're comfortable training with that, put something safe on. Grab a cane you don't mind getting banged up. Let them come at you a little bit with a pretty solid stick so you can get used to that banging. Same thing with the knife. I don't suggest coming down with a real blade. But get one you can chalk up so you can see if there's any marks. Let's say I'm here and I'm training. And I grab one of my chalk knives. And Mr. Bob over here, grab that one. And he slashes me. Boom. There it is. The chalk knife told me, guess what? I got stabbed. I can't tell you how many times I've had people, I've got them, you didn't get me. So that's why I went to these a decade ago, because chalk doesn't lie. Thank you, sir. So take your training and bring it up a bit. You're going to need to, especially the way things are in today's world. So hopefully these little tips help. Gary Hernandez, thank you, and I will see you guys very soon.